PGA Merchandise Show week, busiest week of the year in the golf industry. Nobody is busier than Dave Pelz, instructor, short game guru, talking to all kinds of different people throughout the industry. And we've got him right here. Dave, welcome back to Golf Talk Live.
Tony, it's always fun to be with you.
It's always great to talk to you, Dave, and I never really get over the fact of how many people you know in the golf industry from one end to the other, not just the ones who are wanting to improve their game, but the ones who want to connect with somebody who knows everybody else. It's been a whirlwind week for you.
Well, it's. I'll tell you what, I'm on my way out now and on my way back to Austin, and it has been a heck of a week. I had more interviews yesterday than I think I've ever done before. It never stopped, but got a good night's sleep last night, feel good. Going home to do some more research and work with some tour players, and I'm loving it. I love the game. I love talking about it. I love doing research in it, and I even love talking to you about it.
Well, Dave, we've known each other many, many years, and going back to the Golf Writers Association of America championships in Myrtle Beach, we became friends back in the 1980s, followed the career. We see the evolution of it through the years, and it started with the amateur players, working with them, and the next thing you know, you're working with the biggest names in the industry. Who's easier to work with?
Well,
schmoes like me or the big pros?
I'll tell you what, it depends on who the person is, but the pros are the hardest to get to change. You know, they're so grooved that when I work with a Phil Mickelson or Brendan Steele, for example, they have a hard time changing what they're already doing. But once we get it through to them, once they do it once and they get the new feel, then they work so hard, they become the easiest to work with. So starting out, it's tough to change a pro, but then you know he's going to work on it and take advantage of it. The amateurs, on the other hand, may be able to do it almost immediately, but then they never practice it, so they never come to own it. So there's frustrations and thrills in both sides of the deal.
At this week's PGA show, Dave, walking around, did you get a sense, speaking of change, did you get a sense of change a little bit in the industry? Are we seeing things starting to look a little better?
You know, it's funny. There's been a lot of consolidation that's gone on in the last few years. And I think everybody took that as a sign of contraction. But in reality, that may not be quite true, because if you look at the real numbers in golf, the real numbers of the rounds played by the core golfers, those are actually up a few percent. They're not down, they're up. What I really think golf has seen is that on the fringes of the game, the people that only play once a year, once every 10 years, they're going to other things, and they've done other things. The core golfers, I think the game is as strong as ever, and maybe getting even stronger, because the technology is helping those players improve, and improvement's what it's all about. When a player shoots lower scores, they love this game.
Yeah. That translates to the business side of golf also. As you said, the fringe players drop off, the fringe businesses too. Those who thought they were coming into the new San Francisco gold rush, I want to get in the golf industry, have come and gone. And again, we have a core that's consolidated. I think they're healthier.
I've seen more new, innovative ideas and talked about a whole lot of new projects, more at this show than I can remember in recent years. I think the core is very strong. I think it's going to be a great, great future.
Now, Dave, obviously you made your name in the industry with the short game as a specialist, a short game guru. Is there anything new in the short game that comes up? I've seen some new putters here with new alignment aids. We'll be talking about them in our Tony's Top 10 next week. I've seen some new types of wedges, all these kind of things. Mm-hmm. Is there really anything new?
Well, Tony, you know, the USGA made what I think is a terrible decision a couple of years ago to take box grooves out of wedges. They were bothered by what the pros were doing with them, but they eliminated half of the spin that can be achieved by a wedge shot, and that really hurt a lot of amateurs. Now, in last year and the year before, and then again this year, I come to this show. I work with Cleveland Golf a lot, determining how much backspin their wedges are producing, and it's improving. It's improving significantly, which I didn't think was possible, but they have faces now they call them Rotex machined. It's better than sandblasted faces, and the friction lasts longer. So I think that part of it, also the alignment aids that they're putting on the putters, those are really good. They're significantly improved over the old learning aids, and if you can aim your putter better, you make more putts. I mean, it's as simple as that. So yes, I think the technology of the game is improving, and it's significant. I think golfers should try the new drivers. They're a little more forgiving. The new putters, if you can aim them better, you can make more putts with them, and make sure that you like your wedges and you can get a lot of spin out of them.
Dave, we're going to see more of you during the year on our sister show, The Traveling Golfer, from your golf schools around the country. We'll be talking about that a little bit more. And, of course, your golf schools have helped so many thousands of golfers over the year. That's going to be an interesting show, to tell you the truth. But for those who want to find out more about Dave Pelz, the Pelz Golf Schools, the best way is your website?
It is pelzgolf.com, PELZGOLF.com, pelzgolf.com. We have virtually our entire schedule for the year on there of 3-day schools, 1-day schools, 1-day clinics around the country, and we have some interesting videos on there you might enjoy too.
There he is, Dave Pelz, the short game guru himself from the PGA Merchandise Show.
And we are back at Mystic Dunes Golf Club, just outside of Kissimmee, the greater Orlando area.